How's it going, everybody? My name is LuckyBunz, and in today's video we're going to be breaking down Mareep Community Day Classic. Now with that being said, as always, if you guys do end up enjoying this video, please make sure to smash that like button down below, it helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. But with that being said, let's go and get started. So this comm day is going to take place this upcoming weekend on Saturday, November 25th from 2 to 5 p.m. your local time. Now the bonuses are going to be as follows. We're going to get 3-hour lure modules and incense like normal. We're going to get the special bonus as 1/4 incubator distance, and then we're going to get 5 free Mareep from snapshots. Additionally, we're also going to have Pokestop showcases. Now if you catch an extra large Mareep or a double extra large Mareep, save these for the showcases because if you win first place, the rewards are actually pretty good. Now the exclusive moveset for Ampharos is going to be Dragon Pulse. This was the same moveset that it got its first comm day. You're going to have from 2 to 7 p.m. to evolve your Mareep to Ampharos to get it with this moveset. But I wouldn't really recommend it. Dragon Pulse isn't really good for Ampharos at all, despite it actually having, a dual typing of Electric and Dragon in its Mega form. This still doesn't really do anything for the Pokemon. So if you end up getting your desired IVs for Ampharos in PvP or raids, just make sure to evolve it after 7 p.m. Normally I recommend evolving before 7 p.m, right before the cutoff window. But in this case, you really just don't need Dragon Pulse. Unless you're a collector or something, then yeah, you could evolve one to have Dragon Pulse, but again, I'm telling you right now from experience, you're not going to use Dragon Pulse at all. So speaking of which though, does that mean that Ampharos is not good in raids or PvP? Well, not necessarily. So let's start off with Mega Ampharos in raid battles, because its regular form isn't really meta relevant, but its Mega form, that's a different story. Now unfortunately, despite saying that doesn't mean that Mega Ampharos is actually going to be a really good electric type attacker. Mega Manectric is the preferred electric type Mega in the game right now, and you have like 7 other Pokemon that currently outclass Mega Ampharos in the meta. So when it comes down to it, if you really want to run this Mega, you could totally do that, like if you don't have anything else. I don't know if we're going to be getting Mega Energy from this comm day. They didn't mention anything, but sometimes they do sprinkle them in the research tasks, so we'll have to see what happens, but I would also not recommend powering this Pokemon up past level 40. Now let's talk about Ampharos in PvP. So like I mentioned earlier, Dragon Pulse isn't going to help this Pokemon at all. You're better off evolving it after 7 p.m. Now when it comes down to it, you might see some niche play in the Great League on type-specific cups, but it's mostly just going to have play in the Open Ultra League, and it's going to be running Volt Switch plus Brutal Swing and Trailblaze. Now both of these movesets are relatively new. These were both additions in recent seasons for Ampharos, so it's definitely gotten a little bit better treatment. But that being said, it doesn't really rank like that well. I think it's in the top 2 to 300, so it's pretty high up there. You could use it, but you probably want to have like 2 other super meta Pokemon if you're going to be running Ampharos in any sort of team line. So basically, in conclusion guys, if you wanted to skip this comm day, I really wouldn't blame you. While I do love the Mareep line and it's shiny, the presence in the meta is just not that great anymore. Like this did used to have like a bit more play, but we've kind of gone through a lot of power creeps at this point. Combined with a just overall mediocre comm day bonus, like 1/4 incubator distance, that's like the weakest one. There isn't a whole lot of incentive to play during this weekend, not to mention it's Thanksgiving weekend, so I'm assuming a lot of people are going to be out with their families, maybe shopping for like the weekend deals and stuff like that because we have Black Friday, but even then I don't really feel like Black Friday is Black Friday anymore, but that's a whole separate discussion. Anyways though, for anybody that does desire the purple shiny that is Mareep and the evolutions, I think you can actually still have some fun during this event. There's still a lot of great things you can do. It's not like it's just going to be a bad event altogether. It'll be a really chill, easygoing comm day. So with that being said, if you are one of the players that plans on playing through this comm day, I'm going to go through some additional tips and tricks now to help you grind out this event in the most effective way. Alright, so first things first, the fast catch trick. Most of you guys probably already know how to use this, but for newer or returning players, I highly recommend learning this to increase your catching speed. Links for everything I'm going to talk about are going to be in the description down below. Now to quickly check for good IVs and hundos, you can type in the 3-star and 4-star. 3-star is going to filter out all of your, really good IVs. 4-star is going to be filtering out your specific hundo. So if you want to just type in 4-star for the hundos, that's a little bit easier. That's typically what I do. Now for your Mega Evolution, you are going to get bonus candy if you do have a Mega Evolution active. And whichever one of these you guys actually have at Mega Level 3, I would prioritize that one over the others for increased candy and extra large candy bonuses. So you have 3 options. You can either go Primal Kyogre, Mega Ampharos, or Mega Manectric. That's all you got, but yeah, those are pretty good ones. I actually have all of these at Mega Level 3, especially Primal Kyogre. That thing is just a beast all around. But yeah, those are the Megas that I would go with. Now next up, let's talk about storage space. So generally, I recommend a minimum of 100 open spots, and I ideally 250 plus just to make your day, you know, just that much easier. Now, if you guys are still having trouble, definitely make sure to check out my full storage management guide. Again, link's gonna be in the description down below. Bag space is next, so ideally you wanna have a combination of 200 red, great, and ultra balls. Don't use your master ball. I just got my master ball, that's why I had to say that. Be careful. Actually, one of my friends had told me to just always make sure that I keep great balls in my bag, because the muscle memory of throwing, you know, ultra balls sometimes, or even just pulling into the ultra ball or the great ball, like that might accidentally be a master ball. So if you're like me and, you know, you're really stuck on your muscle memory, make sure that you always have some of these at all times. It's just a separate note, I just wanted to include that. But ideally for the comm day, you know, 500 plus combined with all of these would be really good. And then we don't have the candy bonus for Mareep, so if you want to get a lot more candy, I would recommend anywhere from 25 to 50 pineapple berries. Normally with the candy bonus, I don't recommend the pineapple berries as much, but on comm day classics, you kind of need to have those pineapple berries ready. This also really helps anybody who just doesn't have a lot of time to play during this comm day. Pineapple berries are going to help you get to your goal a lot faster. Now let's go over a few medals that I feel like are worth talking about. So let's talk about the breeder medal first. So this is going to be the one to hatch eggs. So the best way to take advantage of this bonus is to incubate your highest distance eggs once the event starts. You have to do it once the event starts in order to get the bonus. So for example, I like to incubate my 10 and 12 kilometer eggs, but I typically don't incubate my 2 or 5 kilometer eggs. 2 and 5 kilometers just aren't worth the extra incubators. Like, I'm gonna use my infinite incubator on those ones, and I'll just use my like super incubators on the other ones with the additional bonus, and that's going to help me hatch those extremely fast. The next medal we're going to talk about is going to be the Pokemon Ranger medal for the research tasks. So the tasks during comm day are fairly easy, but it's actually really easy to forget about your research tasks, so make sure that you clear them before the event starts, and check them about every 5 to 10 minutes, I would say, if you're around a lot of Pokestops. You can also run away from these Pokemon encounters and stack them up in your research. You can do this up to 100 Pokemon, and this is actually really beneficial if you're like waiting for a good event with a good bonus, for example, like Triple Stardust or Triple Experience. Then you already have a bunch of Pokemon ready, and like if you're kind of maybe like driving from one Pokemon cluster to another, you can catch those. Obviously if you're in the passenger seat, I don't mean when you're driving, but you can catch those, and then you can kind of keep that grind going, keep the momentum going on your Lucky Egg or your Star Piece or whatever it is you're doing. Moving on, let's talk about the Picnicker medal. This is one that we normally talk about. So this is for lure modules, essentially when people catch Pokemon off your lure modules. So what I would recommend doing is dropping lure modules at your most popular grind spot right when the event starts, and basically the way that this works is that you get 1 point for every Pokemon someone catches off your lure module, and in the right location, you can make some amazing progress, especially since your lure modules are going to last 3 hours long. With that being said, that's basically everything I have for you guys in this one. If you're still looking for some more content, I'm going to recommend these 2 videos right here, but before you go, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you all real soon in the next one.